Is it possible to have all your market research done by AI so you can find a winning digital product that actually sells, and we're not just launching something that we hope will bring in some sales and our whole digital product is simply running on luck? And the short answer is yes. Before, when I started, I would have to check all over platforms like Google and Reddit to find problems that people actually had and wanted a digital product that would actually solve their problem. But now, with the help of AI, specifically using the deep research tool on ChatGPT, essentially what it does is looks all over the internet and finds problems that people have, which people that we can actually target, and what type of digital product to create for us. So we can sell something that people actually want and actually has validation, so we know it will bring in some sales to make the extra 1 to 2K per month. So in this video, I've created a full guide for you guys so you can just follow along and simply copy and paste. So make sure you don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. First step is to choose a broad niche. So choose a niche where people spend their money and seek solutions. The popular ones are health, relationships, business, and productivity if you have no idea what to choose. And people always want to get more done in less time. So for the sake of this video, I've chosen productivity because that's something I'm sort of familiar with, and I would choose that to create a digital product. So just choose one that you're interested in. So how I've done this is I've provided actual prompts for you guys that you can copy and paste directly into ChatGPT. And I've also given you the examples of the outputs that ChatGPT gives you. This is because I've already tested all of this before obviously making the video for you guys. And I've given you examples. So if you guys want this Google Doc, you can use it as a reference anytime you want to go back. So if you want access to this Google Doc, just leave a comment in the comment box and I will send it over to you guys. So first of all, we need to niche down. So rather than just choosing productivity, it's way too broad and you want to niche down because you want to target a specific group of people because it's easier to sell to a specific group of people rather than going too broad. So you need to ask yourself, who exactly do I want to help? But we have ChatGPT to help us with that. So what we're going to copy is give me 10 specific audiences within the productivity niche who struggle with time management or focus. So these are the examples that it gives you. So now we have specific audiences within the productivity niche who struggle with time management or focus. So for my video, I've chosen remote workers. So remote workers often deal with blurred work-life boundaries and lack of structured schedules. So remote workers is a good option to choose, and I'm going to go with this one for this video. So now just pick one. You can choose any. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. This is just an example that I've chosen as productivity. So let's just say remote workers who struggle with distractions. Now we've got a clear specific group. Step 3 is to find their pain points. And the reason you need to do this is because if you want to target somebody to sell a digital product to, if you find their pain points, it's much easier to sell to them because now you're directly connecting with them and addressing what their problems are. So we can use ChatGPT to uncover the real struggles that they face daily. So the prompt that you can copy here is what the top 10 daily productivity problems remote workers face working from home. Now let's see what ChatGPT gives us. So now we have 10 daily productivity problems remote workers face from working at home. So distractions, chores, families, lack of structure, they don't have a schedule. So it's easy to drift, procrastination, poor work-life boundaries, and you have all sorts of options that it gives you, and all of these are potentials for digital products. So step 4 is to brainstorm digital product ideas. So now that we've chosen a specific group of people, we've chosen our niche, we know what sorts of pain points they deal with and what sorts of problems they have. Now it's time to actually think of digital product ideas. So we're going to tell ChatGPT to give me 10 digital product ideas that will help remote workers stay focused and manage their time better. So now we're providing a solution to their problem and we want to know how we can do this with a digital product. So here are 10 examples of digital product ideas to help remote workers stay focused and manage their time. So we've got a toolkit, which is simply just a Notion template, PDF workbook, which is a 90-day productivity challenge, Pomodoro session packs, which are audios and videos, printables, and mini courses, and you can see 10 different examples of digital products that you could create. So now we know who we're targeting and we also know what kind of digital product that could actually help them. Step 5, do not build your digital product yet. First, we need to validate the idea. Let's see if people are actually spending time or money solving this. So what prompts can we use? So what digital products currently exist for remote workers struggling with focus? And what Reddit or Quora questions do people ask about productivity from working at home? So if you're not familiar with Reddit or Quora, these are social platforms where people publicly ask questions about problems that they're having, especially with Reddit, where this happens all the time. People would post photos and ask questions. They ask this because they want a solution from other users that are on the platform. So this is a great platform to capitalize on, but rather than before where you would have to manually go through the website, look for problems and solutions, now we have AI because ChatGPT can literally go and find these for us. It will browse through Reddit and Quora and find this for us. So I'm just going to copy this and paste this, and let's see what ChatGPT tells us. So if we see books, templates, courses on the same topic, that's a good sign. It means that there's an actual demand for them and all we have to do is find a unique angle or simplify it better. So now we have the response, and let's see what type of products that we can make from this response. So we have a time management, so that's the opportunity for making a digital planner, browser extension that limits access to time-wasting websites, okay. Tracking activity, so that's an opportunity to create trackers as a digital product. So a work management software offering time tracking, productivity monitoring, and payroll management. So we can clearly see a planner or a tracker, which is a digital product, can be definitely used. And this is something that you can simply make on Canva. So something like a calendar, which includes times and trackings, could definitely be used. And these can also be stored as templates. And as I mentioned earlier, ChatGPT can also browse Reddit and Quora. So here are some discussions. What's your best tip for staying productive while working remotely? So users share routines, tools, habits, and also other questions that people ask. So this can really help you connect with your audience. So when you're making videos to market your product, which I teach in my digital dominator guide, or you're writing your description for your digital product, these can really help so you know exactly how to connect with your audience and actually relate to them. So now we know that a digital product will definitely be useful for remote workers, and especially a trend that I've seen is with time tracking, and they need a tool in order to track their time and their productivity. So my idea for this would be a digital planner for remote workers, and I simply need to know how to connect with them. And that's when deep research works, because we need to go emotional. So we need to go beyond just surface level tips and tap into emotions, beliefs, and daily experiences. So connecting with your target audience this way will really sell your product, because if you can sell to them by knowing what they're going through, then it clearly knows that your digital product addresses their pain point and it makes them want to buy. Okay, so here is actually how to use the deep research tool. So you want to go to ChatGPT. I've already put the prompt in, because when you do put the prompt in using the deep research tool, it takes almost 5 minutes for the entire prompt to be outlined, because it does actually do research to that extent. But you want to click tools over here, and then you want to click run deep research. There's a limited number per month, but you only need one anyways. So you would click that, and that would activate the deep research, and then you would give your prompt. You would give this prompt right here. What are the most common emotional frustrations remote workers have around productivity? What words or phrases do they use to describe their struggle with focus? Now, obviously, this prompt is specifically tailored to the example that I'm using to do with productivity and my group, which is remote workers. So simply replace this with whatever you're doing and whatever you choose. So after putting in the prompt, this is what ChatGPT asked me. Asked if I'm looking for emotional frustrations and phrases from a specific platform, but I personally want it across all platforms. And are you targeting remote workers in a specific field, or keep it general? Personally, I wanted to keep it general. I wanted to apply to anybody who works remotely, so from home mainly. And do you want your results focused only on recent conversations? And I mentioned recent because since I am making a digital product now, I wanted to apply to the most recent conversations so that it's most up to date. And here is what it gave me after gathering research for 5 minutes. So you can see that this isn't like the general normal prompt that you would put into ChatGPT. This really is that extensive. So here we can see distractions and difficulty focusing. I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle of doing a million things out of nowhere. They find themselves clicking away to YouTube. So that's lack of focus. And my brain begging me to check Reddit or scroll Twitter. So we can see that the actual problems are outlined here. Now we know who to specifically target and how to specifically emotionally connect. So the point of having this deep research done is, especially if you're creating a description for your product or advertising your product, and also when you're making videos about your product to promote it, you want to be specifically mentioning problems that are outlined by deep research, because now we know how to specifically relate to a person. So the person watching is focused, they're hooked in, and they know that this specifically directs towards them, and they can emotionally also relate to your digital product, which is what actually drives the sales, because you're directly connecting with the person. So here are some of the examples that ChatGPT did mention. I feel lazy even though I'm working. Why can't I stay consistent? I waste half my day, feel guilty. My brain feels foggy after lunch. Next, you want to package and name the product. So you want to ask ChatGPT to help you name it and structure it. So an example would be, give me 5 unique names for a productivity guide designed for remote workers who feel overwhelmed. So these ideas stems from the previous deep research, or outline a 5-day mini course that helps remote workers regain focus and energy. So regaining focus and energy relates to feeling lazy even though they're working and not being able to stay consistent. So let's see how ChatGPT responds. Now I've put the prompt into here, and we have the Home Hustle Reset, Calm and Crush, a focus guide for remote chaos. So these are some really good names which pinpoint our actual target audience. Now we have a 5-day mini course from fog to flow, reclaim your focus and energy at home. So this is a digital product that you could turn into a PDF, video, audio. Most of you are probably going to go for a PDF like an ebook, which is perfectly fine. So this targets overwhelmed remote workers and gives a mental clarity, energy boost and a practical system. As you can see right now, they are quite brief, but we have an outline for our digital product. So you can actually go into ChatGPT and tell it to expand on each and every section. So you would tell it to expand on day 1, day 2, all the way to day 5. And this is your digital product, which is perfectly aligned with your target audience, directly communicates to them, which has a knock-on effect of actually driving your digital product sales. So you can see at the very bottom, would you like me to turn it to PDF, video, sales script, or build it into a Notion template format for you? So once you've done this, you can turn it into a PDF, the video script, or the Notion template, and then directly export this. So then you can put it into Canva or whichever format. You can put it into a Notion template, whichever you choose. And lastly, a bonus tip is to combine formats. So don't just go for one thing like the template. Also involve something like a short video course, or you could simply use a checklist. So this makes the product seem more valuable than what they're paying for it. So you're going to keep the price the same, but you're going to add extra things to your product. So it seems like a no-brainer offer for the person who sees it. So guys, that pretty much sums up my entire video and my blueprint to finding a winning digital product completely using AI and leveraging the deep research tool that is given on ChatGPT, which you can use for completely free. So if you guys want to learn more in depth on how to market it and see a visual step-by-step guide, then that will be in the top link in my description. So you can check that out if you want. But apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, put that in the comments.